Time, a Veep by the end of this week. Well, don't laugh. Mitt Romney could announce a running mate, and it could be that soon. And Guy Benson says if it's going to be someone vanilla, the sooner the better. Why do you feel that way?
Hey, Neil. I think pretty basically you've got a lot of people in the conservative movement out there. We hear them or from them all the time on talk radio, at townhall.com, our commenters. They aren't necessarily thrilled with a few of the names being floated by the Romney campaign and by people who speculate about this stuff like you and I do. So I think that if it's someone that isn't going to necessarily excite conservatives or light the world on fire, I think Romney would really do well to get it out of the way sooner. And there's some other strategic things at play here, too, that I'd be happy to get into.
All right, let's talk a little bit about who would be dull. In other words, who would not excite guys like you and your colleagues and friends?
Well, let me say, most of the names that I've heard, I would be perfectly fine with. But I think the conventional wisdom is that guys like Governor Pawlenty, the former governor of Minnesota, or Rob Portman, the senator from Ohio, I think those are both fine, qualified leaders who would be exceptional running mates for Governor Romney. But they don't necessarily inspire the sort of excitement that maybe some conservatives are hoping to see from a running mate. So those are two of the names that I might float that would fall into that category.
Who are the ones that would excite you and the base?
Well, speaking not for myself necessarily, but the base in the sense that I get from the base is, of course, Marco Rubio. He's a huge favorite among Tea Party conservatives and really across the conservative spectrum. Paul Ryan is another possibility. He's the House Budget Committee chairman, of course, who's just fluent in all these economic issues that are facing the country at the moment. And then there's dark horses that people talk about, be it Chris Christie of New Jersey, who, of course, a lot of people really like, maybe Bobby Jindal, the governor of Louisiana. I think those are maybe four names that would fire people up.
What about the often mentioned just lately, Condi Rice name?
Yeah, I think that would probably provoke a big reaction. I just don't think it's happening. I think that was misdirection last week from maybe the Romney campaign, maybe other people in the conservative movement trying to take some of the focus off of the Democrats' lies on Bain Capital. And I think Condi Rice has been, I respect her immensely. I think she's an incredible person, but I think she's been very clear that she is completely and totally uninterested in the position. And I take her at her word. I think she really believes that. I don't think it's going to be her.
All right. But do you think we will have an early decision? Because Governor Romney is supposed to be in Ohio near the end of this week. That would be an ideal time to pick a Portman if you were to go that route. But what do you think?
I think the best argument to make in favor of this happening this week is, as you know, Governor Romney's about to go overseas to London and then Israel. So the idea is if you're going to have a running mate, announce it early, especially if it might be one of those quote-unquote boring guys, so they can stay behind, stay on the stump while you're out of town, and also keep the fundraising juggernaut going. And by the way, I think Portman and Pawlenty both have chops. I think that they will sell themselves to perhaps reluctant conservatives.
All right. Guy, always good seeing you. Guy Benson in D.C.
Thanks, Neil.
Good to have you on.